Thanks for tuning in to Daily Spiritual Warfare again, and I cannot thank all of you enough for your support of this channel, where we mostly focus on sharing short-form videos with you here on the subject of spiritual warfare. So for our short lesson together this time, I want to share this clip, and it's going to be a little bit on how the fallen angels, or the demons, will be judged according to their hesitancy or deliberation in rebelling. Listen to this.
John the Evangelist, who wrote the book of Revelation, talks about the war in heaven. So does the book of Daniel. Ezekiel talks about this as well. So a third of the stars, St. John the Evangelist in his book of Revelation reports, fell. And the early church fathers interpreted stars to mean not just stars, but also the angels. Where did they go? According to the letter of Peter in the New Testament, not the Gospel, the letter of Peter, they went to a place, he calls it in Greek, Tartaros, which, according to Greek myth, it's a Greek mythological pagan word. It's the underworld, the netherworld, which was never clearly defined by the Greeks. But according to some Greek writers, which were pagan, they didn't believe in the divinity. Most people are surprised from that. Plato, Socrates, they were considered ethical writers, but they were pagan writers. They believed in many gods, right? And Socrates then, of course, challenged that, took the hemlock juice instead of being killed. But the Greeks believed in this place called Tartarus, which we can say in Hebrew is similar to Hades, or in Greek, Gehenna. They had a name, Gehenna, they had a name Tartarus, but Peter uses Tartarus because it specifically refers to several Greek accounts. It's the netherworld. Some say it had suffering, some said it was doom and gloom and darkness. So it's open to different interpretations. Nonetheless, Peter says they went to this place awaiting for the judgment. You should say, wait a minute, weren't they judged when they were cast down from heaven? Yes, they were. Peter's referring to the final general judgment. So when we die, we experience what's called a particular judgment when the soul leaves the body. And the two councils of the Catholic Church, Lyons and Florence, both stated that immediately after the soul leaves the body, it is judged particularly, and it goes to its place of destiny, heaven, hell, or purgatory. But then it awaits the final judgment when all bodies will resurrect and all will be judged, including angels and humans and all other rational beings. So Peter's referring to them waiting to be generally, not particularly judged. Okay, they've already been judged, and that judgment does not change. The Council of Trent made it clear as a doctrine of the Church that the particular judgment cannot and will not vary from the general judgment, and vice versa. So they went to hell, the angels. According to the writings of Anne Catherine Emmerich, she said some went to different planets and are exercising their influence from these planets, including the moon. This is the writings of Anne Catherine Emmerich. Now, does it mean they're not in hell? No. They all went to hell, but they bilocate. This is where we get hauntings from. Souls in hell can possess people, they can possess homes, they can infest objects. So just because they're in hell doesn't mean they cannot bilocate. Just as the angels and God can bilocate, so can the demons. And therefore we see, Jesus appearing and disappearing at Emmaus, Bethany, and all these other places, walking through the cenacle doors and then disappearing. The demons could do that too, okay? So they are condemned for all eternity. There's 1/3 to hell. Now, their punishment varies based upon their hesitancy in rebelling or their deliberation in rebelling. God sees all these fine lines that we don't, and he applies the judgment accordingly.
And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us, and hopefully all of you have learned so much from this video. And remember, if ever you have any feedback or suggestion, please let us know in the comments below. And until the next one, thanks again for watching, and may God bless you.